Hey everybody, how's it going? This is the Chaos Cult Marine Tactica Outnumbered video. I don't know how many videos it will be. I gotta keep it into as minimum of number as possible. So what is a Chaos Cult army? Well, like I said before a little bit, it focuses on the 4 specific gods, and it's pretty much focused around the 4 legions that are devoted to that specific god. So, World Leaders devoted to Khorne, Emperor's Children devoted to Slaanesh, Death Guard devoted to Nurgle, and Thousand Sons devoted to Tzeentch. So, let's jump right to it. A cult army pretty much fields an HQ with the mark of that specific god, or the special character HQ, depending. And its troop choices are the special cult marine troop choices in the codex. So, Khorne Berserkers, Noise Marines, Plague Marines, or Thousand Sons Rubric Marines. It feels these because they have specific rules that make them more like devoted to that god. Like Khorne has Furious Charge and a +1 to his weapon skill, stuff like that. So I would feel that over these guys, which looks to be a Black Legion, well, Terminator squads, but you get the idea because these Chaos Space Marines have icons, and icons have drawbacks, being that if you lose the icon, you lose the ability it gives you. So, these Cult Marines, we'll start with Khorne, have a very specific playstyle. So with Khorne, they're assault heavy. That unit is geared towards assault. So it has a close combat weapon and a bolt pistol, essentially. The sergeants for these cult armies are all upgradable options, except for Thousand Sons, which require their aspiring sorcerer. But we'll get to that in a second. So, Khorne Berserkers require that you have a fire mindset, that you want to be in the assault. They're not good for shooting. They don't have bolters. They don't have long-range weapons. I mean, you could give them a Defiler or a Land Raider, and that would help them with that, but they're not going to be sitting around and doing nothing. They're going to be moving forward, constantly on the move, constantly assaulting when they can. Like all cult armies, or cult troop choices, I should say, the Khorne Berserkers are fearless, so they can hold the objectives well. They won't move unless they're gone. That goes for all the cult troop choices that are all fearless. They are troop heavy, these cult armies, because pretty much the only cult specific unit are the troop choices. I mean, you do have backup, like I would give Khorne a Defiler or a Dreadnought even, or a Chaos Terminator with icon of Khorne backup. But it's pretty much based around the troop choice, which is good, because in 5th edition, only troop choices score. After Khorne, we have Slaanesh. They have Noise Marines. These guys are unique in that they have a higher initiative all the time, but they also get access to sonic weaponry. I don't remember exactly. I think the Sonic Blaster is essentially the replaces the bolter, and then like the Blastmaster or something is the heavy weapon. Pretty much, if you're interested, look at the codex. You'll see what they can do. The nice thing is they usually have varied frequencies, so you can do an assault shot or a heavy shot, with either the heavy shot being stronger or having more shots. So they're very shooty. They do play like a warband, like a Black Legion warband, but just with less numbers. So you can pretty much supplement them with whatever you want. Keep in mind, cult armies are meant to be fluffy. So no sorcerers for your Khorne Berserkers, for example. So Emperor's Children can have stuff like sorcerers or predators or what have you. The third god is Nurgle. Well, they're not in standing, but how I'm talking about it. They have Plague Marines. Plague Marines have a higher toughness and feel no pain. The drawback, aside from being points heavy like they all are, is their initiative 3. So their slower than a standard Marine, but they have funeral pain and toughness 5, so wounding them is a lot harder. They play more like a down and dirty, like they're fluff. Just get in there, get it done, regardless. So rhinos and vindicator support. I see people put obliterators. There we go, obliterators with them, because obliterators are a fantastic choice in my opinion. They also put them with corn to help out. So that's Nurgle, and then the last is Thousand Suns. Now these guys are the most point heavy right off the bat. Slaanesh, Noise Marines are probably more point heavy when you give them all the weapon upgrades, but right off the bat would be a Thousand Suns, because not only is their each Rubric Marine expensive, it requires the aspiring sorcerer, who is 60 points before giving him a sorcerer power. That's a decent chunk. And each squad requires to have one, so that builds up. Like I said though, they do take a psychic power, so you have lots of psychic tests over the entire army, but they're leadership 10, so it's okay. These guys pretty much outfield them with a sorcerer lord. Well, not a sorcerer, excuse me, a sorcerer instead of a chaos lord. I call him a sorcerer lord just to call him that, but he's just a sorcerer with a mark of Tzeentch. Now the nice thing is, Rubric Marines have a 4+ invuln save all the time, including him, the aspiring sorcerer, and they all have Inferno bolts, which makes their bolter, or in his case the bolt pistol, AP3, which against other Marine armies is pretty big, even against Nurgle, because then they only get their funeral pain. He can take a bunch of different psychic powers, including Doom Bolt or Bolt of Change. I like Bolt of Change, even though it's only one shot, because it's high strength. It's essentially a multi-melta without the melta special rule that is an assault 1 weapon. So it's nice. He can blow up tanks with his mind, essentially. Doom Bolt's also a good option, and pretty much makes him a walking, slightly less ranged heavy bolter. These guys also, they're the epitome of shooty in the codex, I feel, because while he does have a force weapon, and while they do have an invuln save, they are slow and purposeful, so not that very fast, and they lose their abilities in the assault. Like, you don't have AP3 close combat attacks, only shooting attacks. So they're really all about the shooting. So that's the 4 guys in a nutshell. What I think I'm going to do is now I'm going to stop the video soon to upload this one, and then talk about stuff like icons versus the squad specific stuff, demon weapons, and a little bit about how, being that they're outnumbered, how you should go about using them effectively, like Corn Berserkers, for example, or an assault army that's outnumbered. So how would you go about assaulting effectively when you can be outnumbered 2-1, especially against orcs? I mean, everybody's outnumbered against orcs, but these guys, being at least around 20 points a model, if not more, and pretty much all of them are more, I believe, if I remember correctly, you're going to be outnumbered substantially against horde armies especially. So that'll be that. I'll just give you another quick look at my Thousand Sun stuff. This is all I have that's completely done. So it's going to be a while until I have the army done. But that's who's leading it. He's a sorcerer, and just in case you're curious, his cloak is actually colored in a Space Wolf colors, because, you know, that long time hatred of each other, I thought it was fitting. And that's why it's also a Space Wolf helmet way back there, which you probably can't. There it is. So more to come for the Chaos armies. Take it easy.